Hey everyone, it's Amy. I'm here doing the trigger point video for the trigger point assignment where we took the 6 muscles out of the appendix and figured out where the trigger points were based on the origin and the insertion, how to palpate the muscle, basically where the location is to release the tension and knots that are existing within those muscles. So of the 6 muscles, the 3 that I'm going to talk about today are the levator scapula, the psoas, and the hamstrings. The hamstrings muscle is actually a group of muscles with the bicep femoris, the semitendinosus, and the semimembranosus. Basically, the action is to flex the knee and a hip extension. The best way to reach with a client would be to have them laying prone on their stomach, either on a mat, or if you have a table, or I guess like flat on a bed. I don't know if that's... anyways, and then basically what you want to do is you'll flex and extend the foot up towards the back and then down flat again, so it's like a flexion extension motion, and during that time you can feel the hamstring motion, the muscles moving, and then that's how you can locate them. They're all like side by side in a row, like of 3, in between your knee and your hips. So one way, I was watching a video and one person suggested to take between your elbow and your wrist and just start from the knee and slowly apply pressure and go up to the hip. That could be a form of release. You could do it with your thumbs, finding that tender area and then slowly moving up in the mid-belly area of the hamstrings. Another one would be to use a ball like this, like one of these. It's a trigger point massage ball. So yeah, that would be between the pelvis and the knee. The other muscle, the psoas, is within the inner hip area. It's kind of hidden between different muscles, like it's kind of like in between a triangle mass of muscles. It's underneath, so it's sort of hard to pinpoint, but if you know the actual location, then you can find it. So the best way that I was learning how to find it was to first start out and look for your hip and then your belly button, and then it's kind of in between there. So there's my hip and there's my belly button. That's kind of the middle point. And then the bottom of your pelvis, so then kind of in between this middle point and your pelvis, so it's more here, which is kind of hard to see because my clothes are baggy. But yeah, it's kind of a awkward spot. So working with a client, my suggestion would be to give them to recommend them a ball like this and have them actually get down on the mat, roll around and find that spot and apply pressure and hold. There was this really neat thing I found on Instagram recently, and it looked like a plastic M. Like it was like too big. It looked like a ramp because it went down in the middle, but it was a giant M sort of plastic thingy. And trainers were using this essentially to do psoas trigger release. So they would be down with it between both hips, like both psoas, both sides, and then holding. So I'll just demonstrate quickly. So I'm gonna locate it. Put it in. Ooh, yeah, there it is. That was quick. And then just literally finding that tender area and then holding it for 30, 45, or 60 seconds. The last muscle that I'm going to talk about is the levator scapula, which is a really common and tense muscle. I say this because, yeah, the reason you know that somebody is experiencing tension in their levator scapula is they won't be able to look to the left or look to the right. Like, you know, when you have that, have you ever had where your muscles are so tense that you're like, I know I've experienced it a few times in my life, and I've gone straight to the massage therapist. So this muscle is, it originates in the posterior tubercles of the transverse processes. So this is between the C1 and the C4 vertebrae. So that's in the cervical vertebrae of your neck, so just up here. And then it inserts on the superior part of the medial border of the scapula. So just along the top of the scapula on your back. So just on the edge. So it just kind of comes down. It connects between your neck and your scapula, your back. And there's two of them, they're on both sides. So the best way to release tension that I found would be to use your index and your middle fingers, and you want to reach for the opposite side. So if you're using your right hand, then you reach for your left muscle, and then you want to go in the mid-belly, like in between, but more towards the top of your shoulders and the scapula. That would be one way you could do it yourself. And then once you find that area, oh yeah, you can feel it more when you look to the side. Obviously, if someone's having tension, they're not able to look to their side, but you can still feel that muscle like moving back and forth between your fingertips. Yeah, there it is. So hold that for 30, 45, or 60 seconds, just depending on the level of tension, level of pressure you want to apply, the amount of pain that yourself or client is experiencing. So yeah, when you're doing trigger point techniques, they do suggest that you adapt to using tools such as a ball, a roller, a foam roller, or a massage stick. And also that it was a SOA, PSO-right. If you look it up on Instagram, it was like, it literally just looked like two mountains and then like a little valley coming down, and it selling it, and I'm gonna order one. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys.